morning, everyone, and welcome to our Heavenly Parent Holy Community Oceania Hundoke. And today is Ahn Shi Il, and we have Rev Santosh Neupane offering the message this morning. And it's Thursday, the 23rd of January 2025, or the 24th of December in the 12th year of Chong Il Guk. And thank you all for coming. Let's begin with a bow to our true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind. Chonjin Champuninge Kyombe. Paro. And let's recite our family pledge, both in Korean and English.
가전맨세 2. 천일국 주인 우리 가족은 참 사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님과 참 부모님을 모시어 전주의 대표적 가정이 되며 중심적 가정이 되어 가정에서는 효자, 국가에서는 춘신, 세계에서는 성인, 전주에서는 선자의 가정의 도리를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다.
Family pledge number 2. Our family, the owner of Chong Il Guk, pledges to represent and become central to heaven and earth by attending the Heavenly Parent and True Parents. We pledge to perfect the dutiful family way of filial sons and daughters in our family, patriots in our nation, saints in the world, and divine sons and daughters in heaven and on earth by centering on true love. Thank you. Just join me. I'll offer the opening prayer. Our most beloved Heavenly Parent and our true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind, we're grateful to come together as a family, as a community, as blessed by our true parents, to really offer our devotion and heart and attendance to you. We want to be able to invest ourselves continually and without stopping and to succeed and to bring about your long Chong Il Guk here upon this earth. We know our true mother is working hard. This is the golden age that we find ourselves in. And we know that soon, in April, you'll be able to reside physically and substantially here upon this earth. Ever since 1960, your ideal was realized, but still the world was riddled with corruption and results of the fall. And from 1960 until today, still the world has not truly understood your heart. Only a small number of people, and the world is still expanding at an enormous rate. And there's billions and billions of people that do not understand about you, do not understand about our true parents or the blessing. And we want to make that change. We want to be able to see our movement recognized worldwide. We know there are many progresses and successes that are happening, but still wars are raging, and we know that this is the concluding time of history where the world will be transformed into the kingdom of heaven on earth. We know that the kingdom of heaven on earth must be realized so that it is fully formed in the spiritual world. We are so grateful to be able to be a part of this golden age and knowing the truth and knowing the responsibility given to us. And recently our true mother has given us a motto for the year that will continue and will be the motto for all eternity, that we really fulfill our responsibility, that we really embrace you, our Heavenly Parent, truly as our own parent as you are, and to recognize that through the blessing, through our true parents, we have come to realize your will as well. We ask your presence as we share together, as we listen to Rev Santosh, so that we can really unite as a community and bring about the realization of your will as quickly as possible, so that you can find hope in us and that we can return joy to you. Thank you for your guidance and wisdom I report this in my name, John, Adamides of the Blessed Central Family. June. Thank you. And let's give a warm welcome to Reverend Santosh as he shares this morning.
Good morning, brothers and sisters. Happy Ahn Shi Il. Today, I have two parts. First, little bit I'll talk the current affairs, and then I'll read a speech by our beloved true mother that was given during the Christmas last year. I think probably that was the last message on that year. And then the third part will be I'll read a testimony of a member from early days, a Korean member who joined True Parents as the disciple in 1955. As we know that after 1 week, little bit more than 1 week, after 10 days, we'll be celebrating the birthday of our beloved True Parents. True Mother will be 82 years old, and Father will be 101 years old in heaven. I think True Mother will be back to Korea by that time, or she's already back to Korea from America. And brothers and sisters and leaders from all around the world who are called are going to Korea to celebrate True Parents' birthday. 1 day before True Parents' birthday, 3rd February is True Parents' birthday. That is on Monday. And we are also preparing here in Sydney to celebrate True Parents' birthday. 1 day before True Parents' birthday, there will be a worldwide service on the Sunday service from Korea. And we are hoping that True Mother will speak to us on that day. That day will be a very important day for us here in Oceania, because our brothers and sisters from Solomon Island who are preparing to go to Korea, most probably and surely sure they will go. There has been a lot of effort from brothers and sisters from Oceania to support our brothers and sisters from Solomon Island to go to Korea to sing and participate the competition in front of True Mother. And I believe that Solomon Island will 100% win, because it has happened in the past also. Solomon Island has won the first prize in the singing competition before also. And I have a very much confidence that they will again win the competition. And they will make True Mother and True Parents proud. And they will make all Oceania family proud. They will make Solomon Island proud. In the same time, our Asia Pacific headquarters is preparing for Heavenly Top Gun missionaries training and dispatch of missionary for 1 year. Solomon Island, Fiji, and Vanuatu. We are sending 3 from Solomon Island, 1 from Vanuatu, and 1 from Fiji for that training. On February 27th, there will be a kick-off ceremony for that. So we are offering our members to go to different parts of Asia Pacific to help the witnessing providence. This is great. The more members we offer, we'll receive more blessing, and our members will be trained to become leaders in the future, and that will be a treasure for us in Oceania. Similarly, we are preparing for World Summit, and one of the very important part of World Summit is Speaker Summit. True Mother has asked to invite the speakers of different parliament in the Asia Pacific to go to Korea to participate the summit. So True Mother wants to establish an inter-parliamentary organization to support the worldwide activity of our beloved True Mothers, worldwide activity of our beloved True Mother. So as we know that Reverend Itaka today is on the way to Marshall Island I think Reverend Ito is already in Marshall Island. Reverend Itaka is on the way to Marshall Island together with Hajime Saito, the Vice Chairman of UPF in Asia Pacific, to meet and talk to the Speaker of the Marshall Island and to invite him to go to Korea to participate in the Speaker Summit. With all these things, together with our beloved True Mother, we are preparing to enter the Cheonggilguk Sanctum on the 13th of April 2025. As Reverend John mentioned in his prayer, that day will be a day where our Heavenly Parents will substantially reside in the Cheonggilguk Sanctum. True Mother is working day and night without any rest at the age of 82 to prepare for that ceremony. And she is the one who is working more than all of us. And I believe all brothers and sisters, our members all around the world, the ambassador for peace, and all the well-wishers of our beloved true parents are participating with our True Mother, supporting in this great process for the first time in the human history. This is what is happening internally. Externally, there are a few clips of Donald Trump's inaugural speech being viral and being shared in the social media. The things centering on the gender and many other things. Donald Trump has spoken very clearly and very loudly, and it's very meaningful. While True Mother is preparing for the entrance of the Cheonggilguk Sanctum. And same time, there is a clip I heard from a lady bishop where the lady bishop was requesting Donald Trump to reconsider about the issue on the gender equality. And then looks like Donald Trump was not there to consider her request. I'm not sure how the world is looking at these things, but we, as the believer of our Heavenly Parents, we believe that during the creation, Heavenly Parents gave birth to a man and woman, and Heavenly Parents asked the man and woman to reach perfection by their own effort. So these are the just things that I wanted to share today before I start my Hundu. So this particular message that I'm going to read today, that's a True Parents special message during the Christmas. The message given by our beloved True Mother is my background is a non-believer and who did not know much about religion. I used to take religion as a cultural things in Nepal. Going to temple was as a part of culture. Celebrating different festival was a part of culture. Even though all the festival in Nepal is rooted in God, rooted in God, believe in the Hindu religion. All the cultural festival in Nepal are rooted in the Hindu religion. But I never thought of God. I never thought of God is parents in my life. I never believed that. From that point, learning about true parents and true parents are the one who introduced me to God for the first time in my life. And then coming and knowing nothing about the Bible, so reading this particular speech today, what I'm going to read, I don't know how much I understand, but I thought of reading this so that I'll have more understanding and I can be more deep and I can know Jesus more. True Mother says, Merry Christmas. I'm here today to liberate Jesus. For the first time when I heard, when I read True Father's speech, where True Father told that he is there to liberate Heavenly Parents. that was the first time I thought twice or thrice and again, wow, the Father is telling that he want to liberate God. I had never listened anyone talking about liberation of God, but of course, True Parents' mission is to liberate Jesus. But I never thought of True Parents saying that he will liberate God, liberating the parents of humankind. It was really a beautiful thing to hear from True Father at that time. So I'll continue. After creating all things throughout heaven and earth, including the minerals, plant, and animal kingdoms, with everything in pairs, according to his image, our Creator finally created a man and woman who were meant to become the first ancestor of humankind. To this man and woman, heavenly parents gave a growth period through which to reach perfection by their own effort. However, as the word of the Bible reveal, Adam and Eve failed to fulfill this and fell, which led to a world filled with war and conflict that has not seen a single day of peace in 6,000 years of history. The Creator is omniscient and omnipotent, unchanging from beginning to end. Having initiated the process of creation, heaven must see it through a completion. That is why, through intense effort, heaven selected the people of Israel as the chosen people and cultivated them over a period of 4,000 years. How difficult it must have been that it took 4,000 years. Ministers who know the Bible will understand why it took so long. Jesus Christ, conceived by the Holy Spirit after 4,000 years, why did he have to be born in a stable? 3 wise men from the east came following a star and paid their respects. But Mary, who gave birth to Jesus, I wonder if she celebrated Jesus' birthday over the 30 years of his life. Why is there no record? After preparing for 30 years, Jesus embarked on his public course. It was cut short after just 3 years, and he was driven to the cross. There were 2 thieves on the cross next to Jesus. The thief on the left mocked Jesus, but the thief on the right said, "This man is innocent." What did Jesus say then? "You will be with me in paradise." He said paradise rather than heaven. That's why Jesus said, "I'll come again." Christianity began with apostles who were waiting for Jesus. Jesus' promised return, were resurrected through the Holy Spirit. What has Christianity been doing over these 2,000 years? What devotions have been offered for the sake of Jesus? Jesus said that when he returned, he would hold the marriage supper of Lamb. This means that since a man and a woman came into being through God's principle of creation, he would see the realization of this principle then. Then if Jesus, the only begotten Son, was born after 4,000 years, what should have been the focus of Mary's life? She should have created the environment in which Jesus could become humanity's savior and true parents. However, Mary was unable to fulfill this responsibility. And about Mary and how we celebrate Christmas are things that we decided based on human viewpoint. There is no official record of Jesus' birth. Do you think Mary fulfilled her responsibility? What effort and devotion did Mary offer for Jesus' sake? This last 2 sentences about Mary and how we celebrate Christmas are things that were decided based on human viewpoint. There is no official record of Jesus' death. Do you think Mary fulfilled her responsibility? What effort and devotion did Mary offer for Jesus? I think this is things to be really reflected back, and maybe we can talk or we can listen during the session, reflection session. As Christians do not know Jesus' essence, they refer to Mary as the Holy Mother. Christian ministers here today need to know this. It is time for this to change. Why? Because it is the 12th year of Changilguk. Now we are already on the 13th year. Two parents have been born on earth and created Chon Ongun and everything surrounding it in order to fulfill Heavenly Parents' dream. Christianity must change. Korean Christianity still has not repented and has not fulfilled its responsibility. Christianity should be taking the lead along with me toward this nation and the world in Changilguk environment. Ignorance about Jesus makes him weep. Please do not make Jesus suffer anymore. We must all change. I'm telling all of you the truth of the providence so that today can be the day of Jesus' liberation. So this message given by our beloved True Mother during the Christmas time, let us reflect back. Let us understand what is our responsibility, and let us work and move forward according. This is the first part. Second part. So next part is early days economic activities in Korea. I really love to read about the early days of our beloved true parents, of our beloved true father and beloved true mother, how they started, from what this foundation at this level is built. And then I also often get feedback from our elder blessed family that they love listening to the story of our they love listening to the story of our elder members and the early days of our church. So this time also I thought that also about the feedback from the members give me more inspiration to read more, to research more, and to tell the stories more. So this is a story of Lee So Kyung. In English, we say Lee So Kyung. Lee So Kyung joined two parents in 1953. So let us read the testimony of him that tells about the early days economic activities in Korea. I think it's good to understand how the economic foundation that true parents build today, where did it start? Korea has quite a successful business foundation, but that was not always the case. Even in very early times, to father himself worked hard to earn money to live on, to conduct the earliest activities and pay for travel expense. In the mid-1950s, father began the Tangil engineering business with just one machine at the old Chompadong church. From those very early days, members devoted effort to earn money for the church to expand. One such testimony comes from Mr. Lee So-kyung, who joined our church in Busan in 1953. He remembers even those times when father himself was laboring to earn a living together with the small group on the hillside in Busan. Once the church established itself in Seoul, he realized there was something he could do to help. This testimony was translated from Korean to English and is perhaps available to English language readers for the first time. Lee So-kyung joined Busan in 1953. So I think Lee So-kyung is somewhere in this picture. True father Kim On-pil and other members, an American guest at the small hut they built as a refugee in Busan. Father and Onpil Kim were the first fundraiser. When we joined the church, teacher Kim Onpil was making a living with the money he earned by drawing patriots. At the time, there was a US Army Unit 8069 in Busan, and it was a shift unit that rotated from the front line to the US and from the US to the front line. Since there were no color photo at the time, the job was to take the photo of American soldiers in the morning after resting there, draw them into full color patriots overnight, and deliver them to them in morning. The soldiers were rotated every day so the work could continue. Father set up the canvas, a wooden frame about 20 centimeter wide and 30 centimeter long, with white cloth attached and covered with glue. Drew lines with a pencil on the background to set the composition and erase the pencil sketch after coloring. I did after my family joined the church. I sat down with the lamp on and worked all night. This is because the picture must be delivered before shift time. Usually he completed about 8 to 12 portraits one evening. Teacher Onpil Kim wrote down the color on his hair, eyes, clothes, etc. and brought it home to color. I remember it was around $4 per sheet. Father also worked as a carpenter in Unit 8069 for a short time, and I also got a job as a painter painting the wall of Unit 869 and worked for a short time. Father himself made and sold sugar-coated flour dumplings, which he named Songhua Tang. That was when Father gave the name Songhua for the first time and today this name is used in relation to many places. Songhua Youth Association, Songhua Publishing, Songhua Student Association, Songhua Alumni Association, etc. Also through the arrangement of Father's friend, Kim Myon Yang, a wealthy man in Anak, Hwanghae province, who was in charge of transportation at Busan Central Pier. He received bread and sold it as snacks for drivers at the center pier at night, and he continued painting patriots. I decided this is what I must do. From the day after I came to Seoul, I could feel that although my heart was in heaven, it was hard to have enough to eat every day. In that situation, I thought, this is the way for me to solve the will right now. What I did was to solve problem of our finance. Once I made the decision, though I was left barehanded with no business or capital to start, recalling the time we painted the patriots in Busan, I thought of coloring black and white photo with paints to create full color photos. But where do you get the brush and paints? Where do you get sample photos? I ran to Nansong because I remember my older brother who had gone to see Father a month after we joined the church. I collected dozens of patriots. At that time, I felt proud as if I had won $10 million. When I think of my dear older brother who passed away from illness a few years later and left a note saying, Mr. Moon, I'm sorry for not being able to establish a church. Tears fill my eyes. A sample from among the photo that Lee So Kyung sold. This is the Bulguksa Buddhist temple. So this is the fundraising item, I believe. I used apple carrots to make a table with a folding leg and a chair, and washed flour sack to make a tablecloth. Imagine how savvy it was, however, feeling like a special envoy from heaven. I went to the stream under the Chongya Chon overpass next to Seoul Stadium. There was a tram garbage next to the stream, and next to the garbage was a narrow bridge and could accommodate 3 people. After going through a lot of trouble on the street corner due to the aggression of the street vendors wanting to keep their spots, I found a place and sat down at my desk, and I took orders by shouting, "If you give us your black and white photo, we'll make it into a color photo." But what is that? I would say it was a luxury. From the first day, a woman who was the owner of the largest sample photo in a frame showed up and demanded that it be returned, claiming it was her photo. No matter how hard I tried, I could not describe the feeling of despair I felt after returning the photo. It became normal to see me in the soup kitchen of Sejemun Church every evening. I did not have enough money to cook for myself. My lunch was 1 or 2 donuts bought on the street. Even so, I would go back with all my money I had earned for the day. The difficulties faced by street vendors were more than just 1 or 2. Dust, the hot sun, glares from passers-by, and especially police crackdown happening at least once or twice a day. Every time I had to walk through the narrow alleys carrying my wares. I was shocked when a photo that had been ordered was splashed with water and paint. Think of the feeling of the owner of the photo who had ordered the coloring. It was really hard to do elaborate photo coloring, which had to be done safely at home in all that chaos. What crackdown were severe. Police officers hit people with batons and their upper legs were injured, and this happened several times. Every time I would think about the meaning of my work, go back to church, bind up my cut leg, and go back out again. One day, as usual, when I was attending to such an injury, Father looked at me and sadly said, "From now on, So-kyung, I will let you roam the world as you please. Study as much as you want and do whatever you want." I was able to read Father's passionate heart, and I went out in the street again with the thought, it is Father himself that is doing this. One day, Father came out with Church President Yu, his cousin Hyo Min Yu, and others, and looked at me while I was coloring. I hurriedly got up, bowed, and greeted Father. I heard hundreds of millions of words spoken through his kind eyes, and I responded with my own eyes, telling him that I too live faithfully and purely. I tried to gauge the depth of his feeling as I listened to him say, "Have good fortune," as he went on his way. I walked wearing a straw hat like those owned by farmers, but occasionally a relative recognized me. One time, a friend of my father's hometown recognized me and said, "Hey, there was a time when the grandson of Elder Lee Song-ho bought me a bag of flour and said, 'What are you up to?' I cannot tell you how much Grandma Oh Si-hyun and Grandma Ji Song-do enjoyed making subji with that flour for several days. It was a time when a sack of flour was so precious." Around September, to place in front of the Seoul Stadium, and next to me was a man selling landscape photo of Bulguksa Temple, Apanji Pond, etc. At the time, they were called bromide photos and were sold a lot as collective photos and photos of celebrities. The pictures sold quite well, and in my spare time, the man asked me to color his landscape picture to make them natural. I painted a few, and surprisingly, they sold very well. So when there were no orders, I would color the man's landscape photo for a low fee. So I had more work to do. The way forward was starting to open up. Business expanded. So sample from among the photos that Lee So Kyung sold. This is a Busan market in the picture. I think this is the picture he painted and sold. Now he's talking about the business expand. However, as the number of street vendors increased on the narrow street, police crackdowns reached a peak and people were taken to the police station and had to write a letter of apology. As street vending became difficult, I made inquiries and went to a small alcove house in Wangsimni that produces bromide photos. I selected and purchased the best-selling photo there and colored them at Bukhak Dong Church. And in the morning, I visited 40 street vendors all over the city, including Dongdaemun, Namdaemun, Seoul Station, Jongno Samga, and in front of Hwasin, pursuing and exhorting them to sell the photos. As a result of consistent effort, the place that sold bromide photo also include my color landscape photo. In this way, the business moved from a street vendor selling patriots to the second stage of a wholesale business in color bromide photo sale. So when I'm reading these few name, Wang Simni, and then Dongdaemun, Namdaemun, Seoul Station, Jongna Samga, and in front of Hwasin, I recall myself doing fundraising in all this area in Seoul. These are the major streets in Seoul, major dong, major places in the Seoul. And Wangsimni is the place where my university was, Haneng University, where I did my university. So it reminds me of my fundraising days when reading about this testimony of this our elder members. In this way, I began the first public business work of our church began. When True Father saw that my photo were selling better, he suggested that we try making the landscape photos ourselves. Lee Ho Min had photography skills, and with some difficulty, he borrowed a camera. A personal camera were extremely rare at that time. He was able to travel around the country and take many good pictures of scenic spots and historic sites. I made a few photos as a test and began to put them into the sales network of colored landscape photos that I had colored so far. Little by little, retailers were secured. Selling was not an easy task, but through hard and continuous effort, we were able to beat 2 or 3 photo studios and take the top spot in terms of sales. From then on, retailers even came to the Bukhak Church and brought our landscape photos. In this way, the bromide photography business was fully established by the fall. The business developed into a third stage of full-scale photo production. From then on, our whole family became very busy. I hired a printing instructor and acquired developing fluid, and we started developing photo myself in a poorly constructed darkroom. Lee Hyun Young and I were in charge of developing and printing the photos, and other family members were in charge of cutting the printed photos with scissors. With the photo began to sell better, many family members had to help. The time when I was running the photograph business was the time when Reverend E. Hyo Won was diligently giving lecture on principle even while lying on his back and drawing diagrams on sheets and paper with a fountain. In the fall, professors and students from the Iowa University joined the church. Father said that new members would not come until autumn, but when the fall came, professors and students from Iowa University began to join. The home of Professor Yang Yun Yong, who wrote some of our holy songs, was a spacious house on a hill near the Jangchong Gymnasium, and it served as a luxurious church alongside the teeny Bukakdong Church, and many meetings were held there. At every meeting, there were spiritual phenomena, and many times members prayed with tears and runny nose, raising their voice to God. This is a reading for today, especially the first part of reading from True Mother's speech given in the Christmas Day, and the second part of reading from an elder member, his experience of starting business, pioneering business in Korea. I believe that doing business, starting from a very small, there is a possibility to grow. It's never late, I believe. We can still start a new business to support our activities in Australia, in New Zealand, in Fiji, in Solomon Island, and in many other island nations. And then this testimony also gave me a feeling that how much hardship our members in the pioneering stage went, and how much members work very hard day and night without rest to support true parents. And can you imagine, we're talking about 1955, and true father was just 35 years old. So these people who follow true parents, the elders like Dr. Boy Park and many others, On Pil Kim and this gentleman and many others, they believed true father was the Messiah. A man of just 35 years old claimed to be a Messiah, and then everyone followed them. This is heaven's will, and we are here today, and we are living together with true parents, and we are breathing the same air that true parents are breathing, and we are witnessing this historical time of the historical time of this era, the present era. And I believe we are very lucky, we are very blessed, and we are very much grateful to our beloved true parents. Dear brothers and sisters, happy Ahn Shi Il once again. Thank you very much. Kamsahamnida.
Thank you very much, Reverend Santosh, for sharing with us. Very interesting that early members' experience in starting a business and going through the different stages. That's a good point. You pointed out is that father was only 35 and they were all young. And that was how we were when we joined as well. And that's how the Top Gun missionaries and the UPA cadets, they're all young. It's where a lot of growth and development can come. And I'm sure we have many memories of many different ventures we had. I remember when I was fundraising, I started we sold live potted plants, and I started a business called the Fortune Flowers, named after my MFT leader in England, because his name was Franklin Fortune. And we did Fortune Flowers and turned it into a business that did develop, but once the call was to go to America, then it stopped. And so I have experience of many business starting and stopping. But it's good to, you need to stay consistent, and Father gave him the time to just go travel, do whatever, and be successful, and he did it. So that's great to see. Yeah. So just thinking about that, and also the other part about Mary, Mother Mary. That's a very interesting point Mother is making. Why no celebration of Jesus' birthday over 30 years is recorded in the Bible? Just that first birth. It's that it makes you wonder why there isn't any more, other than that one small story of them, him speaking in the temple, and and then they're traveling for 3 days and realize that he's not there. Why there isn't more, stories of his childhood. So it really does make you wonder about, was Mother Mary weak, or was she strong? Or was she a woman to go and then bear a child out of wedlock, or was she weak because she went to her uncle's place and then finds herself pregnant? Is it really from her strength that she became pregnant, or was it from the strength of Zachariah? So anyway, it's an interesting thinking about Mother Mary coming from an Orthodox background, which is very different from you, Reverend Santosh, where non-religious, and I was the other way, and actually growing up with a lot of respect towards Mary. And the Catholics even more so, but the Greek Orthodox, still venerate Mary as the Mother of God. And so, to think that really she was weak and not recognizing a responsibility, really, is highlights how really, Mary and the others really didn't know about Jesus at all. Even though they received revelations, they still didn't understand. Anyway, yes, some of my thoughts, and thank you. And anyone else would like to share any thoughts or comments? Yeah. Yes, Reverend Stone, go ahead.
Well, yeah, thank you so much, Reverend Santosh. Very informative readings today, and I think it highlights the whole importance of the Economic Foundation. And Mr. Rai was sent by Father, I think it was, he can explain more, but 21 business missionaries sent around to different countries, and I'm sure he has many stories about early starting, maybe selling fish in pubs. I don't know what he was doing, but he had to start from pretty well nothing. So I really hope he can record and tell his story, and we can have that as part of our church history. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, today, Reverend Santosh is a comment. I can see her daily. I think his prayer is heart is really truly thinking successful Solomon World Summit. It's invite VIP, everything really he praying a daily life, which is incredibly naturally you give a share, and also encourage also your personal history, but also it's to parent message. It's very important point today, and also very interesting topic of the early days economic activity in Korea. And yesterday I had a talk with Korean elder in my home, and he was born in Korea, in Japan, and when I had history, it's incredible. It's survival. It's a challenge to cut many things from it's not like a Korean people, early time in Japan. It's an incredible, like a difficult life, and they cannot have a proper job. Then they have to go to even difficult job, and I really surprised he started again. I knew that, but really from here. But also like today, person who joined, he saw Kyung joined in Busan 1953. So around that time, the father came from North Korea in 1951 and wrote World Wonbon and 1 year at the building Bonneko, and also that time Reverend Johan is joined, also President Hyo Won is joined. It's incredible time, I think, that time. So he is helping with fundraising. I think his testimony is great, and but also at that time, everyone, people in the Korean people, everyone, there are a million people, each one of them had a very difficult, so much different, so much, I think, hard life. But I think he's the one really connected with true Father, amazingly. I think also our life is maybe more than us people, or the difficult life, many difficult life. But I think we are, I don't know, maybe we cannot compare, but I think luckily connected with, for God and to God. I think that is when we try to really really appreciate such a, really, we are, such a blessing we are feeling, and everyone's, I think, have different kind of cause, but really connected, and I think still really connected, and at this time, and we feel thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, if there's anyone else? Yes, Jeff, go ahead.
Yeah, it's interesting in New Zealand and probably other countries, we sold these pictures. We started assembling them in our center and getting these metal etchings. I don't know what bromide is, but anyway, these metal etchings. And in the end, we had a little factory making pictures, and everyone would go out selling them around the place. Interesting that we chose that, and we hear the story that Santosh read about Father and Wampakam doing a similar kind of a thing. Anyway, just reflected on that, our picture selling days. Thank you.
Yeah, those metal etchings were a company that we had in England. That's where they started from, and then finally got sold somewhere else. And bromide, by the way, is a chemical that's used in photo developing, and it was in the early days there was no triple colors, so it was just the one. So there's only one developing format. So bromide ended up having a yellow looking look to the photo. Yeah. Anyway. Thank you. It's time now for us to offer our unison prayer. I'll just bring up the screen. There it is. All right, let's pray together. Thank you. Jew, Jew, Jew. Thank you, everyone. Thank you again, Reverend Santos, for
Thank
sharing.
you very much.
Hope everyone has a great day.
Happy Ahn Shi Il.